What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 39 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. I'm Tim Gettys, joined by the coolest dudes in video games, Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller.
Hi.
It's good to be here. You think if is this connected to something?
Yeah.
Probably.
Hit
Probably
it.
one of the 10 PS4s in this house.
It's on.
Yeah, so
Is
turn
your,
one,
is
turn
your
one
console on?
Yeah.
All right.
They were in rest mode. Nick, put it back in rest mode, Nick.
Oh wait, no, it's
Lord.
off now.
This is a disaster. Wow, what's going on? I don't
I
even
don't think there's much
understand
juice
this.
in that one.
So you might know these gentlemen from this little show called P.S. I Love You, XOXO. It's a brand new PlayStation podcast over here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and all the podcast services you could ever dream of. iTunes, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, whatever. There's all these other ones that people use.
Some people were showing me screenshots of it today in the timeline. We launched it.
Mm-hmm.
Today, people were putting up screenshots of us number one on charts for apps I've never even seen before.
So that's cool.
I don't know how there's this many podcasting apps.
But I'm happy that people are,
Dude, we're thrilled.
consuming the content
we
wherever
cannot
they're consuming it.
Couldn't be happier with the reception that thing's got.
So
today.
before we get into the whole rigmarole of the Kind of Funny Gamescast, I did want to talk about P.S. I Love You and Gamescast for a second.
And the blood feud.
The blood feud, yes. But one, if you haven't already, go download it, like it, subscribe, comment, review, do whatever the hell. Like whatever the option is on whatever system you're doing, just do that. Help us in
Give
whatever.
it a
that for
random
this show,
Give
too.
it a random score.
Yes, and do that for this show as well, because that would be really, really nice. But a lot of people are like, "Are you guys getting rid of Gamescast because you're doing PS I Love You?" And I know we've addressed this a million times, but mainly we're addressing it on PS I Love You. This is the first Gamescast post PS I Love You launching,
Okay.
and
I'm with you so far.
yeah. So
But I
no,
thought-
we're not stopping the show.
Yeah, we talked about this last
Did
week.
we?
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been talking about it a lot of places. I don't even remember.
What
what is
new
new
Colonized
now?
Life, where we're like, did we talk about this on Colin and Greg Live? Game Over, Greggy.
I'm like, I've said this at some point somewhere.
So a lot of this is a big problem, is the fact that we repeat ourselves a lot, and we're trying to not do that. And I guess we're not off to the best start. But this is different because we're not talking about game stuff. We're talking about our own shit.
Semantics.
Yes. So on the Kind of Funny forums, in the Gamescast sub forum, I posted a post that's pretty much how to make Gamescast better.
Right.
So a lot of people gave a lot of really great feedback. I wrote a really long thing with ideas I have to kind of differentiate it a little bit from PS I Love You going forward or whatever. If you guys have ideas, please go. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you like about the show, what you don't like. The one thing I need people to keep in mind is the fact that the format of the show cannot change. So it needs to be topic by topic. Oh, here's the rigmarole. I can just kind of put it in there. This is the Kind of Funny Gamescast where we talk about video games, topic by topic, day by day, Monday through Thursday on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. You get the YouTube breakouts. Then Friday, you get the full episode and the full thing over on all the podcast services, soundcloud.com/kindoffunnygames, all that good stuff. If you want it early, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, get whatever you want early. The video, the
Whatever you
audio, whole bunch of different stuff's there.
Colin's phone number.
Yeah, it's a hidden tier, but it's there.
It is a hidden
you
tier.
look
You can
really
figure out
hard.
the exact sum.
I was going to say, you have to hit it by the exact dollars and cents.
Yeah.
That's the hard part for it.
And then you get it. So that'll be pretty cool. But
We should do
that
that.
format cannot change. And because of that format, that means that this show will never be timely. And we're never going to be talking about news as it happens and this and that and whatever. That's why PS I Love You is so awesome, is the fact that this is finally something where you guys are going to be able to talk about PlayStation news literally the night before it goes live. You guys are recording.
Right.
It's going to be great. We have
figure-
Colin and Greg live in the morning.
Exactly.
which
You
is-
start small. Colin and Greg Live is the one that's giving you the microscopic detail. You go a little bit larger. PS I Love You, which is talking about the week in PlayStation.
Yeah.
And the Kind of Funny Gamescast is talking about the biggest ideas in games.
So really, it's more of an identity problem of why are we doing so many different things when really it's just the same group of people talking about games and whatever. And like, okay, Tim's here, Tim's not here. What's the difference? This show specifically isn't so much going to be about news. It's going to be more about why we love video games and video games that we love. And I'm going to try to get more guests, and I want to have people. We've been doing recently a lot of why you need to play Lego Dimensions or why you need to play Mad Max or Until Dawn or whatever. And I kind of want to do a lot more topics like that are because we've kind of gotten away from doing more fully fledged reviews, even though we never really did a true review, but we did review discussions.
Sure.
And I think that the using Gamescast to kind of, especially now that we're in the leading into the holiday season,
Right.
I think we'll be able to kind of get our passions out there a little bit and like kind of just discuss the games and what we like about them, what we don't like about them. And by having people like Alfredo on to talk a bit more about first-person shooters, having some GameSpot friends, IGN friends, whoever the hell wants to come on the show, to kind of pitch their games and kind of sell it to us and to the audience and the best friends and everything. So the show is it always has been this, but I think now it's more the direction where before I used to say it's Game Over Greggy's show, but for video games, it never really has been that. It's just been formatted that way.
Right.
So I think now it's just more like it's a show about why we love video games. That's really it.
But could it also be a show about why we hate video games?
Yes. Our issues with
Because
video games.
I hate video games. I don't know. If
I
you
noticed.
noticed.
Yeah, no, we know, and it's a thing. I do too. The things happen,
Mm.
but
I know you've been busy, but I've now made my prediction that I can't fucking wait for Colin to hate the Division. Because it's going to be the sweetest berries off the bush. Just 'cause
Why
you're
do you
like,
say
"Oh,
that?
no."
Why do you?
Berries off
Because you're
the
holding
bush.
on to this dream, this goddamn cloud that this multiplayer game is going to have a single player mode that's just for you, antisocial Andy.
But why do you find such pleasure?
Because
and delight?
I don't get out in front enough and predict what Colin's about to do. I usually
is a
know
Greg
what
was right
Colin's
situation.
going to do, but I don't predict
How do you know so well?
Because I know you, just like your fucking Skyrim shit the other day. I stopped playing out of well, you stopped 3 weeks before the problem ever reared its head.
Yeah,
I love you
someone
guys.
said in the comments like, I love it when Greg calls Colin out on his shit, and I'm like, welcome back to PlayStation Podcast land, motherfuckers. You called me out twice that podcast too because I was talking about how we still play PSP. Which I have, but in reality
the
we have.
best. You're like,
But
"Oh,
I was talking about
the situation
PSP
it calls."
games. But I was talking about
I know what you're
PSP
talking about in the
games.
Vita. I know what you're talking
I
about.
haven't played the PSP since Let Us Cling Together came out,
Wow.
which was 4 years ago. I think I played at GDC and then I broke my PSP,
Oh no,
and that was the end of that.
that is sad.
Should we talk about things that are relevant? So
Maybe,
I can't.
I don't know.
Topic starts at 13:30. We're gonna
Yeah,
have one of those.
no, that'll
comments
be
on
Yeah,
it.
those people we're slowly weeding out. The ones who want the headline and thumbnail.
Shut
that
the
actually
fuck
get
up.
the way you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to the Kind of Funny forums, find the topic, and please give me your feedback again of what you like and what you don't like, and guests that you'd like to see, and all that stuff. Because yeah, I definitely want to start gearing it more towards us talking about why you should play games. It could be old games too. Like I was thinking it'd be cool to kind of like try to sell each other on why we should play old games.
Sure.
And but yeah, it will also be about broader topics, whether we like them or dislike them, about news, where it's a more opinion based and just like here's our thoughts on this or whatever. Like later on today, one of the topics is going to be how we know a game's going to be bad before it even comes out, and that's just a purely, opinion thing.
Sure.
So,
I think that we should also do a topic about the games we've protested. Like I protested Skyrim on PlayStation 3.
Sure, okay.
In the fall of 2011, which you remember well.
I'm like one day I'm gonna get
Or was it
bonked on the
2012?
head and go into a coma, and I'll wake up and look outside with all these Colin statues because no one was here to keep him in check. Somehow he's now in control.
so this Gamescast is sponsored by Volume for the final time.
Oh no,
This is
Mike
the-
Bithell!
This is the final Volume sponsorship.
2 months in a
2
row of
months.
support for us. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Mike
much, Volume.
Bithell.
So if you haven't already, please go tweet at Volume Game. Tell Mike Bithell, the amazing man that created Thomas Was Alone and now Volume,
My dude.
how much you're enjoying his game, or if you haven't enjoyed it yet, go enjoy it. It's available now, PlayStation 4, coming eventually.
You
to
buy it on
PlayStation
PS4,
Vita.
it'll eventually be on Vita.
Yeah.
We're
When, though?
waiting.
Who knows?
And so it's going to be good. So for more information, follow at Volume Game on Twitter. Tell them I love them.
Well,
That'll be fun. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's been 2 months.
this has been a serious
Jesus.
2-month long relationship.
Yeah. So the first topic of the day is a classic. So one thing that people said that they want is segments. And it's hard to segment
The whole
a
show's a
topical.
segment.
I know, right? But it's
whole
hard
life's a
to
segment.
have segments out of just how the topical nature of the show is. But one thing that we have done a recurring segment is what are we playing now?
Ah, yes.
And people really, really enjoy this,
Mm.
and they like to know what we've been up to and what we've been playing. I personally have been playing more games in the last 2 months than I have the rest of the entire year. Because
Wow.
it's happening. It's finally at that point where it's like, these are the games I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the games I wanted are getting delayed, which is a good and bad thing. Star Fox Zero, please be okay.
Delay that back to
Here's my biggest
1998 where
problem
it
is
belongs.
I
all the
can't wait-
games
I
that I
can't-
want are just turning out to be garbage.
And that's why I can't wait to get to the topic of how you know a bad game's coming. Because every time Tim opens his mouth about a game, he's excited for him. Like, that looks like a giant
That's-
pile of crap.
Check the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sign number 1. Tim's excited about it.
I mean, that's so shitty, though. Like,
Yeah.
We'll get there. But it's like, it is very upsetting that a lot of the big games that I've waited for so long are just very upsetting me. But I'm still going to play it. I'm still going to try to see the good
I'm
in,
sure you
in
will.
all of them.
You sound
And-
definitely like a Nintendo fan.
I will see. But I'm not even just talking about Nintendo. That's just Star Fox. The rest of the Nintendo's lineup's fine. But,
Yeah, give me that goddamn Mario Tennis. They see they announced the release date today?
oh, what is it?
November 20.
Oh.
You and I are going to the clay, as
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah, I bet.
By the
My
bay.
prediction was that we'll have
Ray.
Fallout 4 probably a little early. So let's say we have Fallout 4 first week of November. we have Mario. We'll probably get Mario early too. So let's say we have them both a week before they come out. You'll never play Mario Tennis.
I bet we get
No,
Mario. I get
we'll
Mario.
do-
I bet we get Mario Tennis before we get.
We
Fallout.
have to because we already there's a grudge match going.
Yeah.
I
Nintendo
destroyed
knows.
Greg Miller.
That's an
Destroyed
exaggeration.
him
That's an
in Mario
exaggeration.
Tennis.
Remember when Greg
Oh,
played
it wasn't even
Titanfall?
close.
I did for a month and a half, which is longer than you said I would. You can try to call me on my bullshit, but I'm ironclad. There's nothing you're gonna find.
Oh, you're ironclad,
no,
all right.
There's no skeletons in my closet.
No, definitely. We'll go there in the documentary. We'll find the skeleton.
Oh
in the
my
closet.
god.
They're covered in urine that I peed into a little cup and threw on them.
You're a sick fuck, Greg. You are a sick fuck. All right, so back to the video games. I have been playing a lot more. Star Fox is a ways off
Right.
now, but that's a good thing for me because I'm like I need more time to be able to play all these games. So a couple weeks back when I've been playing Metal Gear, obviously.
Yes.
Everybody knows this. We've been playing the shit out of it. I had to put it on pause because games are starting to come out, and I'm like, fuck, I need to get on this.
You should probably turn it off because leaving it on pause for that long is
Yeah,
bad
you're
for your
right.
system.
It might be bad. So during one of the downloads, I downloaded one of the downloads of some Metal Gear thing that I had to wait forever
Sure,
for.
your patch. Or
I
whatever.
had PT on my system. I'm like, I'm just gonna play
Oh,
this because
wow.
I've never played it.
Wow.
Have you played it?
No.
It's excellent.
PT's awesome.
It is quite the experience. I'm very upset that I haven't experienced it before now.
Did you turn off the lights and sit
Oh
there
yeah,
in the dark?
it was just me and my boy Curran.
Did you guys
We
get
were
naked?
sitting- Huh?
You guys get naked? I
We
heard
weren't
that.
There's
I
one
heard that you
part
gotta
to,
be naked.
to do it to get the true ending. You have to get naked.
I heard you have to put the
with
Yeah.
PS camera in the PS4 and be naked.
Yeah,
It
no,
has
I
to see
didn't
at least
do all
one
that.
dong,
Yeah.
or you don't get the real. And
Look, the
I don't
dong's
know
out.
if you're using
That
a dildo.
ghost is thirsty.
But man, it's one of those things where I played through the whole thing. I got to the end and I couldn't figure out how to trigger the
Did you talk to the thing?
end
And
thing.
everything?
I was trying to do all the shit. I looked at walkthroughs and I'm like
Yeah.
doing it, walking 10 steps, spinning around like a goddamn. It just wasn't working.
I hear you, I
So
hear
I
you.
just YouTubed the final
Sure.
video or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. But my thing with that is like everyone's upset that we're never gonna get that game, like that Silent Hills game. I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
that demo was a cool experience for me. I don't know how you'd make a game out of it.
It's one of
you
those.
know?
Well, it's like I don't think that would have been representative of the actual gameplay of Silent Hills. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And, like when you have Norman Reedus, chances are you're going to use his face. You're going to make it third person like the old Silent Hills, right? And have them do
Yeah.
things and run around. So I think that was just more of this is the tone we're going for kind of thing. And yeah, that's the bittersweet thing about it is that was by far the best horror game I've played in years, if not ever. You know what I mean? Just in terms of enjoyment of me actually getting tense and my heart beating and like because something's going to happen, but it still doesn't get you like
Yeah.
that game got you. You know what I mean? And so, would it have lived up to that? I don't know, because like it's like a horror movie, right? The longer they go, the more it kind of unravels.
Yeah,
Whereas in
exactly.
that, like this bite-sized experience of like, what the hell is happening?
I mean, that's a really good way to put it. I thought it was really, really good because it didn't overstay its welcome and it kept you guessing what was going to happen. But the biggest thing is there was setups for some like really easy scares and they
Yeah,
didn't do 'em.
exactly. When you thought you knew exactly what it was going to do, it didn't do it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, like that's the telltale sign of a good horror movie. And when
Yeah.
you adapt that to a game, and like I think that this is one of those things where is it really a game or is it just like whatever? It's like there's definitely game elements in there.
Right.
And it's like a lot of it is just kind of like an interactive movie, but it was cool. Like I really, really enjoyed it. And I saw that there's a Kickstarter for some game that's similar. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, it's-
I don't know what you're
It's
talking
like, oh man, I'm blanking on the name right now, but it looks really cool. And someone's making a game that takes place in a hallway and does.
about. Gotcha.
So
It's called
Yeah.
TP.
it's no.
It's called Hallway Horror.
But it looks really cool, and but I'm excited because I want to do like a week or maybe more of horror game let's plays in
Yeah.
October for
That's a good one.
Halloween.
Get that.
and,
Get Soma.
Yeah, and Fatal Frame 2 which
Amy.
scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yes, Amy's scary for a number of reasons.
And
The lowest rating
I want
ever.
to play with Nick because he's never played, and I think
Oh yeah, and he's a coward.
he'll scare the shit out of him.
You should do
How come you've
RE4.
never played it? That surprises me.
I don't know. I don't care about
Hmm.
Silent Hills. Silent Hill. So it's just I think the last Silent Hill game I ever really played all the way through was Silent Hill 2, which was 15 years ago.
Mhm.
So, and I played Silent Hills, of course, Book of Memories, the
Oh.
classic PS Vita game.
And remember how
That
we were
was
like,
really.
but remember we were like, it's close. It's almost great. It's almost a good game. Like
Yeah.
it's close enough. It's something to
It had
play
cool
on Vita.
RPG elements and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it was just
As close as we're ever gonna get to a Diablo or whatever on a thing because they
because they
hate
got rid
Warriors
of
Lair.
Ruin Warriors Lair, same game.
We should buy that and just publish it because it's close enough.
We played it, man. It was
I know.
done. At least the vertical slice we played.
Yeah.
that was done.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I've been
else you
playing
playing? Yeah.
Mario Maker still.
Of course.
Like I'm in this thing now where I keep just switching games. Like I'll be playing a couple hours of games
I
a
hate
night,
that. I can't do that.
and it's just like I'll play like 2 hours of this, 2 hours of this, 2 hours of this. And Mario Maker still has me. Like I still haven't beat all of the Nintendo made levels.
How many are there?
I think there's only 100.
Okay.
Maybe there's 60. I don't know. But I'll do a little dent in that, and then I'll download a couple of. I keep getting distracted by the levels you can download.
Of course.
But man, that game is just awesome, and I just love that it'll always just be there.
Yeah.
I can always just come back whenever I need to.
It'll be better.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been a lot of fun, and then I'm missing out on some stuff here. But the two big ones, obviously Uncharted,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. That's a whole topic in itself.
Uncharted
Coming up next. Yes. And then I got to we played a little NBA 2K16.
Which was interesting.
Yes.
You asked me about getting this game, getting it in because you want to do stuff. You got bit by the NBA bug.
Well,
it's a Spike Lee joint.
It is a Spike Lee joint.
That's why I want to play it. I was like, well, crap. That's the one thing I want to play about it. And that's, we talk about this all the time, how we had talked at the GameStop Expo about it. The fact that 2K is they're on top of the world, so why do they keep trying? But then they go and they do this thing, right, where it's been originally Jordan, then it was multiple legends. Now they're bringing in this Spike Lee directed story. Like, I'm like, well, I don't know anything about the NBA right now, but I want to play this Spike Lee.
It's super interesting watching them it reminds me of what the Patriots do to their opponents in the football, where they run the score up.
Oh, okay.
Weren't we talking this past weekend? Wasn't it with you, or it was with Cheryl, someone where it's like, there are teams that stop. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there are teams that stop trying to score. They'll just run the ball right up the middle and just run the clock out and then punt the ball. The Patriots will run the score up as much as they can.
Pad those stats.
Like, they scored like over 50 points against the Jaguars. Like, totally unnecessary amount of points to win a football game. And it reminds me of what NBA does or 2K does to EA. Because it just gets worse and worse for them, for EA.
Yeah.
With, like, you were telling me, and I went and looked, like, the NBA Live 16 glitch reels or whatever
Have
are
you
the
seen these?
fucking funniest things I've ever seen.
Shooting the free throw and you turn around and shoot it across
Like, how
the
could
court.
it be so? How could one game be so good, one series be so good, and it is, it's immaculate, and the other series be so bad, even after years of trying, and even after taking time off, and even after making a game, as we talked about, and not even releasing it? That was the funniest thing. I think it was NBA Live 12 or maybe 11, where they
was it called NBA Elite?
Or it might have been when we got it.
Yeah.
Like, the game
Here's your
existed,
review
and they
embargo.
just never released the game. Because the mock reviews were probably so devastating that they were like,
let's just not.
Yeah, like it's gonna kill this franchise. But it's just so funny. Like, every year, because I don't play these games really. I'll mess around with NBA 2K or whatever, once in a blue moon. Like when PS4 came out, we fucked around with it. But I don't understand how they keep fucking it up. Like how the disparity doesn't only exist and persist but grow. After like time and time again, it's like a great testament to 2K. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to throw that out there because I really feel like they're on top of their game. Like the NBA, a lot of people, NBA 2K is the best sports series by far, and that really says a lot because NHL is really great, Madden's great, FIFA's great, etc. All these EA games, and I think it might have been on the Kind of Funny forums or maybe it was on the Facebook group. Someone was saying like, why doesn't NBA 2K get considered for Game of the Year? Like when Game of the Year comes around, 'cause it's so good.
I think the problem is the fact that it's so up one person's alley.
Yeah.
It's literally what I think speaks volumes about NBA 2K, whatever, this year's, 16, is the fact that I'm not an NBA fan and this game always finds a way to make me interested. When it was Jordan, I was like, well, yeah, I got to play that.
Yeah.
And then it was more Legends next year. I was like, I don't need to. No, I'll try it. And then this one, it's like, Spike Lee directed it. Yeah, okay. Sure, I'm gonna be terrible at the gameplay. I'll probably dial the difficulty down.
They're doing something cool and different.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
Fun.
You played it. How is it?
Yeah. So my thing with it. So Alfredo is huge into the NBA 2K series, and like there's obviously a very large group of people that are in love with this franchise. And the thing that like from talking to him about it is every year they do something so radically different. And they just keep changing things up.
Yeah.
So that it is consistently good, and there is always something new. So it isn't just this year's sports game over and over. I mean, at its core, it's basketball, right?
But even then, it's like you once you perfect the engine, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it's funny because I obviously am not a sports guy at all, but sports are games at their purest form.
Yeah.
So it's just like they translate to video games well. I remember basketball games were kind of the standard. It was a genre. Like I remember it's like, oh, I want a racing. When I was a little kid, I was like, I want a racing game. I want a basketball game. I want this because it was just that made sense. I understood it, right? Like, and I was huge into the more arcadey stuff. So NBA Jam and specifically NBA Street. But those are pick up and play. You know what you're doing and whatever. I'd mess around a little bit with the lives back when lives were good and 2K in its early days, but like I never really got serious into it because I don't really care too much about sports. But haven't played one for a long time, and I was like, oh, I'll just pick this up and see how it plays. Now, first observations, having not seen a game, like an NBA game for probably a couple years, it's like, good Lord.
Beautiful, right?
Beautiful.
Whenever McCaffrey was reviewing these, I'd walk by him. You do that double take.
Yeah.
It's like, well, oh, yeah, there's some buttons on the screen.
Exactly.
Not just watching TV.
That's the craziest thing is like we say that, and it's funny because I'm sure we've said that 3 years ago, and we said it 6 years ago, and we
I
said it
the
9
first time I
years
saw
ago.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, is that a real hedgehog?
Oh my God,
no,
that's what
a
the real
game.
hedgehog looks like.
Where do you get those shoes? Is that what the question is?
But it's
Why does he want these rings so bad?
it's crazy that, you know, as we grow as gamers, graphics just keep getting better, and we consistently like, oh my God, that looks like TV. But it's getting to the point now where it's like, damn. Like, and I even said this to you when we were in Vegas watching, I think it was basketball, or maybe it was football. But I was like, that real football game looks like a video game because it has so much heads-up display shit going on. It's like, this is ridiculous. And so yeah, the presentation is just on another level, and like the commentators and like even the crowds finally don't look just like a bunch of dudes just like doing a wave over and over. Yeah,
100 different groups of 100 that are like in a yellow shirt and a white shirt, and they're just all sporadically put up. They're all doing the same thing.
Animations over and over. Yeah, so the graphics on the presentation, it's not so much graphics. The presentation is like, oh, it's just immaculate. Then I started playing it, and I'm like, it's basketball. I should totally understand this. I have not felt that lost in so long playing a video game, where I'm like, this is deep. This is so deep. I don't even understand what's going on. Yeah. But I was playing with my brother, and he got it. He totally played it. He loves basketball.
Slamming on you.
He just understands like what all the different terms mean. Like, I know basketball. There's two teams. You get in the hoop, 2 points, 3 points.
That was the thing when I was playing Colin in NHL, right? Mm-hmm. Of just sitting down and playing it. And I was like, oh man, I used to love playing these with Poe. And then you sit down like, I've been gone from this franchise for so long. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I also had to explain icing and offside to you, which was you used to turn those off. Probably.
Yeah, exactly, because they were bullshit rules that slowed down the game and weren't fun.
They keep you honest.
Yeah, they keep you honest.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know what they do.
So I was confused because I was like, man, like, am I really this dysfunctional that like I can't just pick up and play a basketball game? And so I started reading about it a little bit, and like supposedly they like totally changed the control schemes from even like last year, and it's like totally fine tuned and stuff. And this is something that they do is that like they just keep changing the control schemes to kind of make it better and better. And it's interesting to me like how much of a challenge it must be to make a sports game feel fresh year after year without alienating the people that love one
like they liked what you did last year.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, why are you getting rid of this? Why are you changing the controls? But then it's pretty unique because only sports games really have to do that, because other annualized games, over time you see changes. It's more of like a generational thing. Like PS2 and Xbox and GameCube, when you played a racing game, you hold A or X to go. Now, the gen after that, PS3 and 360, it turned to the triggers, you know?
Which is weird.
But then now that's standard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shooting games kind of have similar things where over time it just totally changed. But with these sports games, it seems like it's more of like every season there is something totally different with the controls that if you looked at 10 seasons ago and now, you can kind of see the jump. Yeah. But when you look at it more incrementally, it's a little weird. But I had fun playing it. I just don't get it. Steimer's in the other room playing Shovel Knight.
She's streaming. She's screaming.
But so did you play it at all?
No, I haven't had time.
Yeah, but it's definitely cool.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been playing this little game called Lego Dimensions, which is the front runner for Game of the Year I keep reading about. And so, yeah, just didn't have time to get into that NBA because I'm too obsessed now with playing with toys in this room, in streaming building. It's just Lego Dimensions. I know we talked about it last week, but that was more before I had the actual retail box. You know what I mean? Now I'm in multiple hours, multiple Twitch streams here. I have my own Legos, my own thing. And damn, is this game fun? You know what I mean? Like it's the Lego games. Maybe in like I'm still just getting into the story, if that makes sense, because I'm doing so many Lego the level packs with Portal and Simpsons, and then like I have.
Did you do Ninjago?
No, I didn't. I did not buy Ninjago. I'm sorry. I know I should have. I do run into these things every so often that only the Ninjago guys can interact with. Duh. And I do think maybe I should have picked up a Ninjago guy, but that's where they get you. They're not going to get me. All right,
they're gonna get you.
No, I'm not. I will not randomly at full price buy packs that I don't care about on a discount 2-for-1 sale. I'm not gonna count myself out on that one. But like in terms of just like straight up going there paying full retail, I'm not doing it.
Okay, We'll see.
I'm not buying
We'll
Ninjago
see when you're done with all this
with the
stuff.
exception of crazy sales.
Okay.
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 All right. Good. Yeah, we will see where I'm. But yeah, game's a ton of fun to play. It's a ton of fun to stream. It's one of those games that actually works well for streaming where I can talk to everybody and hang out. There's still these giant portions where I unbox something and I'm like, all right. And then it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes of me building the Legos on camera, and everybody loves that because then I just talk and we put
It's
together
fucking
Legos.
Legos, man. There's nothing more fun than Legos.
And that's the thing is, like, I think, honestly, I'd forgotten how much fun Legos were to put together. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's the Ghostbusters up there, but I don't have any room for it, so I never put it together. It's just in the box or whatever. And so this is the chance to sit there and build for a reason and not have it be too overwhelming, right? I can still put everything in a box and get it out of here. But, like, building the portal the other night, and, like, here, let me show you. All right, so you got the portal. I build the portal, right? And so I build the portal, Tim. And on the back here, I put all these little doodads, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's a weird place to. And you put it on the back, nothing's happening on the back, right? And so then in the game, I found one of these, and then they were like, all right, stop. You have to pull it off the back. It had instructions of pulling it off the back and putting it on the front. So then I'm matching. And I was like, holy shit! I'm actually doing something with the portal now.
But why do you have to do that?
Because they do, basically, if they're back here, I don't have them. And if they're up here, I do have them, and then they give me different abilities with the guys to move them around. They make portals. I just unlocked another one. I'm not 100% sure what it does yet. I don't know yet. But you put them, you hop them around, use them through the portal, solve the puzzles with them and stuff.
So what does Moses do in the game?
That's I know you're not a big reader. That's of course Ganondorf from the hit film Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, of course,
Gandalf.
it's Gandalf. Of course, I'm just kidding because if you remove the cape, he looks like
And the witch's
he's on
hat.
the mount.
Take off the witch's hat too, probably. I don't think Moses wore a wizard's hat.
Can we take the cape off?
Yeah, take his head off. He's a Lego. You can do whatever you want to him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, hey, don't lose his beard now. There's Chell.
So how was the portal pack?
Mind blowing.
Really?
Because it's like one of those things where I jumped into this game and I honestly knew that I liked the franchises. I knew what I had seen before from demos and stuff. And I'm like, don't want to know much more about it. I'm going to have fun and get it. So I get in and I literally get into level 1 after building the portal, building the Batmobile and assembling a few other things. Jump in. What is wrong?
I'm just realizing. So these are real just minifigs.
Yeah, you build these. They all come loose and you have to open it up and go through the instruction manual and make them all.
I thought these were like more of
glued to the base?
Yeah. Like
No,
I thought
you-
these were specific.
You pop the Batmobile off the base and it's the Batmobile. You roll it down over there. These are real Legos.
This
These
is
are
fucking awesome.
right? Yeah, exactly.
So here we go.
now
Well,
you've
no, I
made
thought
Moses.
it was like just like
Show it to
this was
the
stuck
camera. There
together,
you go.
And then you put it on there.
Moses.
But no,
There's going to be some DLC about when he goes into Egypt.
I jump into level 1. I immediately backtrack because during my demo they're like, "Oh, and here's where you can get your first mini kit or whatever." I'm like,
Mini kit?
Yeah, mini kit.
Oh, okay.
You know, where you go through or the one of the pieces to assemble the whole mini kit, and it's like, "Oh, you need an explosive." And none of the guys I had at the time were explosive, but they were in the chat was like, "Oh, well, Homer's TV is explosive." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go get that." So I had to play the Simpsons level pack. Jump in, it is the Lego Simpsons, which is so like, but everybody maintains their art style, right? So like Batman looks like Batman, Wild Style moves like the Lego characters in the movie did in the stop motion thing, whereas the other people just move normally and shit. And then you jump into the Simpsons and it looks like the Simpsons, and it's got these Lego Simpsons, and it's like whoa. But it was the level is. The level pack, I should say, the level you play through, is the one where I don't know how big of a Simpsons fan you were, but it's the chili one where he ate the Chief Wiggum's chili and then goes on the spiritual quest. So it's audio pulled from that. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It's telling me in a different way. They had Johnny Cash's VO, which I thought was crazy and awesome and stuff. And I was like, awesome, that was fun. It was a nice throwback. So in my head now, I'm like, that's how they're all going to be, right? That's how it plays out. So then we jump into Portal 2 and we're playing, and and they start referencing Portal 2. And it's like, oh no, this is all new. This is GLaDOS. This is GLaDOS. This is Wheatley. This is J.K. Simmons' guy who runs these are all new voices. This is a new Portal story in this level that is taking place after Portal 2, and you're working with Wheatley again and going. And they had the puzzles and shooting the portal gun in making Lego portals and jumping through them and then solving. And don't get me wrong, they're toned down puzzles and stuff. But that was awesome. And I was like, holy crap, that's amazing. And then outside of just the level pack. You're going to fly the invisible plane into Portillo? Outside of just the portal pack, right? Like when you get a level pack, you get this level pack that's a story that you play through, right? But then you also, if you have when you have one of the characters, open up their hub world where there's like random stuff to do, races to do, all this other stuff to do, right? And so I played around with DC Comics last night where I jumped in, and it's Metropolis and Gotham are slammed together and everything is kind of in a hellish thing because that's what's happening in the game. I go in there. immediately there's this woman who's like, hey, if I have all the pieces, if you can help me, and you have to pay her the studs you've collected to build the Superman statue. And then it's like, okay, cool. That's one of the construction jobs done. And then there's another one over here. Then there's some Batmobile races. There's a flying race. Then I ran into Lois Lane, and she's like voiced, and she's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And like she basically runs from point A to point B to C to D to F or whatever around the city, explaining what's happening. This is Arkham Manor, and this is Lex Bill, and like getting attacked, and you have to save her. I'm like, this is awesome. I kept wanting to do stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's how those levels work. You jump into Portal 2's one, and it's all the other AI cores are there, and they all have challenges and puzzles for you to do with the portal gun. It's just like,
there's a lot of content.
That's
in
awesome.
Like,
yeah.
So the question I have is, obviously Lego games have always really been about fan service and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there enough game there, minus the fan service, to make it fun and worth playing? Like, if you were to play Ninjago, something that you have no real connection to at all, do you think it'd be entertaining?
Hard to say. Here's so let's go this way. All right, I'm talking about the Portal and the Simpsons level, and I love them, right? Because yeah, I love those two franchises or whatever. Don't hit Cyborg with the Batmobile. Oh no. I love those universes, so I'm clearly in love with them, right? But in the story mode, right, I'm dropped into Wizard of Oz, and I don't have any affinity for Wizard of Oz or anything.
You have no fucking soul, Greg.
Sorry. But I enjoy playing it. I'm running around. I'm doing it, Dorothy. There's a bunch of funny jokes there. I'm fighting.
You're doing Dorothy?
I'm doing Dorothy.
That's fucked up.
I'm fighting the wicked. I'm fighting the Wicked Witch, right? Like I had fun in those. So, I mean, Ninjago, you drop me in, and I would literally be like, Is this a cartoon? Is this a game? Is this? I don't know what the hell this is. Is this just Lego figures? You know what I mean?
It's a Lego.
All of those could be true. So I don't know what specifically what that one would be. So I don't know for you. But so far, enjoying myself quite a bit.
So is Colin.
Yeah. Look, yeah, Legos are just fun. Look at them.
He's making Batmobile.
He's running. There you go. And then you put him on those things right there, and he can, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, I'm going to put him like this. That makes no sense.
Now he's just like Ferris Bueller.
And then Cyborg's in the middle.
You got Homer out here with his cola.
And that's how you play with toys. If you remember correctly.
What have you been playing, Colin?
A couple Vita games. I played a little bit of Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection. We'll save that. I don't have too much insight into it, but we'll talk about Uncharted generally. I played the Vita game Zeo Drifter on my way home a week or two ago, and it's a game by our friend Jules Wassam, who's the leader or the owner and CEO whatever of Renegade Kid, which is a studio down in Texas that does Mutant Mudds and stuff. They're basically a Nintendo developer, and they've been bringing their stuff to PlayStation. So I'm actually a big fan of Mutant Mudds Deluxe on Vita, and he and I are friendly. We talk on Twitter and see each other at trade shows and stuff. And he had sent us Zeo. He was the first person to send us a game when we had broken off, and he had sent us Zeo Drifter on PC. Zeo Drifter is also on PC. It's on 3DS. I think it's on Wii U. And it's cool. It's like a very pixelated, which is what they do, stylized kind of open world Metroidvania game, but it takes like 2 hours to beat. So it's like bite size. It's kind of neat. And Renegade Kid's whole shtick, whether it's in Mutant Mudds or in this game, and I don't know if it's in their other games because I haven't played them, but they like playing with dimensions in terms of going into the background and then coming back into the foreground. So you like find things that allow you to go into the background and then jump back into the foreground. And that's how you play the game.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Country Returns.
Pretty much. Similar, yeah. What was that?
That was Christine Yellen.
Oh, okay. And it's just a cool game because it's just bite size. It's just 4 planets, and you land on each of the planets, and then you find something on the planet that you need, like fight a boss. All the bosses are the same. You fight the boss, and then like you get something, and then you go back to another planet, and you can now get a little further. But you're like jumping around constantly. It's like way more backtracking than say like Symphony of the Night or something. But I thought it was like a cool little bite-sized game. It takes a few hours maybe to play. If you want to get everything, it might take you a little bit longer because there's upgrades to find and stuff. And there's a trophy for beating the game in under an hour, I think. So there's some trophies to play around with. So I recommend that game, Zeo Drifter. It was free a couple months ago, I think, on PS Plus, but you can go buy it. It's probably pretty cheap. And I think it's also on PS4. So I do recommend that. And then I've been messing around more recently with Danganronpa, another episode, Ultimate or Ultra Despair Girls, whatever the game's called, which is basically, I've only played it for like a couple hours. And it's the spin-off that when we had Kadaka-san here, who's the creator of the series, talking about how it's a very different game. It's not Danganronpa 3. It's very fan servicey and very story heavy, which is fine, but it's not quite clicking with me enough where I want to like continue to play it, but I will because I love Danganronpa. But it's like a third-person shooter. It's a little rough. It's super violent, which I think is pretty interesting. Like the Danganronpa games.
What does that mean? Is it really bloody and stuff, or?
Danganronpa is to skirt, I think, ratings issues and to also not scare people off, blood in Danganronpa games is always pink. And the
Inviting.
which I think is actually really disturbing and unsettling. I think I like that design choice. I think it's actually way cooler than having it as red blood. But the Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 are murder mysteries. So lots of people die, and they die in brutal fucking ways in the game. Like when Monokuma kills someone, he
don't fuck around.
No, he really doesn't. Like the whole thing is
He wants them dead.
For people that don't know, Danganronpa's story is in the first one it takes place at a school, and the second one takes place on like a desert island. It's basically like talented kids end up isolated in this place, and they're locked in by Monokuma, who's a fucking teddy bear. And the game is about how you can only escape if you murder someone, and you get away with it. So slowly people start dying, and then it's like Phoenix Wright meets like
Battle
a
Royale.
Yeah, basically meets like a virtual or a visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like very story heavy, but then someone dies and you investigate kind of like Phoenix Wright, and then you have a trial. And Monokuma is the judge, and like everyone is like using these things called truth bullets and stuff to like
truth bullets.
Yeah, try to tear each other up. And then if the person's caught murdering someone, which is how the story goes, like everyone's ultimately caught murdering someone else. Monokuma executes them in like really dramatic ways, and so I'm telling you that because the game has always been violent, but that's always been the unsettling nature of a teddy bear that is killing everyone. That's why Danganronpa is really like one of the themes is it's just weird, you know. And this game is just in the beginning is like super violent because it's about there are multiple Monokumas technically, but in this game there are like a shit ton of like an army of Monokumas, and they're just murdering everyone. And the story is pretty cool because at least preliminarily from where I am, it's about how the kids are killing all the adults in the world. Like that's what it's all about. And Children of the Corn is my favorite horror movie for the similar reason. I like that kind of story where it's like the kids are killing the adults. Like that's just super scary and weird.
Up, yeah.
And
teddy bears, and it's just
exactly
much better.
But like in the beginning of the game, like their claws are coming out, and like the Monokumas are just stabbing everyone and like killing everyone, and it's like super fucking violent. And I was like, it's pretty cool. But then
Is the blood pink?
Blood's pink.
Okay.
And then the story gets in the way though and I've been reading a little bit about it on NeoGAF and stuff where people are just saying the same things, which is like this. It's just so story heavy. Like you just want to play it. It maybe like Final Fantasy X, where the game just keeps getting in its own way. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that just in a couple hours, where I'm like, I might have played the game for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a little disappointing to me. So those are the two games I'm spending time with on Vita, in addition to Uncharted, because I'm just trying to kind of like tick these boxes of these games. And I just need to get out of the way.
Are you done with Mad Max?
No, I'm not. I want to go back and play Mad Max. I'm almost done with it. I'm close to filling up getting everything in the entire map, which means I assume that I have to be pretty close to having beaten it.
Gotcha.
But I want to spend time with Uncharted, which we'll talk about in a minute. And that's going to take some time. But I will get back to Mad Max. And I intend on getting back to Dying Light 2. But who the fuck knows? There's nothing. The beauty is there's nothing really of any consequence for me coming out between now and Fallout. So I have time. Unless I'm missing
finally
something.
Time.
a little Twilight Zone reference. I appreciate that. So unless there's something major I'm missing, I'm sure there's going to be incidental downloadable games and little smaller games that are going to come out that I'm excited about that I want to play. But like Soma, I still need to get through and all that. But I'm going to try to use this month of October wisely to just get rid of some of this shit because once Fallout comes out,
it's over.
You're fucked.
That's a month of my life, and then who
I
the
think
hell
it's
knows?
more. I think it's gonna be more than a month.
I mean, who knows? You know, like I hope that I want to be smart when Fallout comes out with our schedules, where it's like let's get everything done so we can just not talk.
Do 4 game casts the day before.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening anymore, but this is what's
we're
going
playing
on.
I can't
Fallout.
wait. We're getting. That's the other thing, Greg, and I know you're not excited about it, Tim, but. We're getting close. We're like 5.5 weeks away from
I know.
the game.
Well, I know, but that's why I try to. I mean, there's so much. I'm on the same thing right now. I feel like I'm trying to clean things up before it gets here. You know what I mean? Like you figure I'm waiting for. We're doing Extra Life. Kindafunny.com/Extra Life if you want to join or support us, kick us some money for our fundraising efforts for Children's Miracle Network. But my plan is for my shift of Extra Life to platinum Metal Gear, which I'm not. I need to do more housekeeping to get it into a place where it's like, all right, I have 8 hours. What do I need to do? Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
That's cool. I mean, I'm happy. I'm not looking forward to Fallout.
Yeah.
Because that means that I have November to still catch up on all this other stuff.
Do you think
November will probably be my Metal Gear beating time?
Do you think every month's my beating time?
Yeah.
Every day is my beating time.
You guys are extravagant.
Do you think there's any chance that Fallout might grab you?
I don't.
Wow.
I really don't.
That's
I mean,
so
are you going to give it a
surprising.
shot?
I will for you guys.
Thank you.
I just
Can we
don't.
let's do a Let's Play where you play
Okay.
from the beginning.
Don't
Okay.
crouch the entire time.
Don't crouch the whole
I
time.
won't crouch. Yeah. No, I'm down for that. That'll be interesting. I don't think it will. It's just too. open world stuff, man. It just sounds too crazy.
Do you
to me.
think you're going to get hooked by Lego Dimensions?
Get hooked by it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm excited for Transformers. I have hope for Transformers.
Devastation. Transformers Devastation next week.
So Transformers, we'll get to this later in the topic where we talk about science games are bad. So far, that one's not doing that for me. That's looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance it might
It's
not
failing
be.
my test number 1 that you're excited about it.
No, I know. So we're screwed for that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that because I'm going to be playing the shit out of that come next week. Because